Welcome to one of Barcelona's most iconic landmarks, Casa Mila, also known as La Pedrera. Designed by the genius architect Antoni Gaudí, this remarkable structure stands as a testament to the unique blend of art, nature, and architecture. Completed in year, Casa Mila has become one of the most famous buildings in the world. But its journey to prominence was not always smooth. Initially, when the building was unveiled, it was met with harsh criticism. Locals unfamiliar with its unconventional design referred to it as La Pedrera, which means the stone quarry. The building's rough stone, exterior, and undulating, irregular shape were unlike any other architecture of the time. However, what was initially seen as a mistake by many has since become a symbol of Gaudí's brilliance. And today, it's celebrated as one of the most important examples of modernism. Catalonia's version of Art Nouveau, the building was commissioned by the Mila family, who asked Gaudí to design a modern apartment complex. But Gaudí didn't just create a building. He brought forth a new way of thinking about architecture. Casa Mila was not only an apartment complex, but an innovative space that merged form with function. Gaudí's design was heavily influenced by nature, with curving lines that mimicked the flow of natural landscapes. The facade of the building is perhaps the most striking feature. With its undulating stone walls that resemble the soft flow of water or the undulations of a rock formation, it almost feels alive, as though it could move or change at any moment, as though it's a living, breathing entity. The wrought iron balconies, designed to resemble plants and flowers, continue this theme with each one unique in design, making the building feel organic rather than man-made. While Casa Mila was groundbreaking in its design, it was controversial at the time of its construction. Many Barcelona residents were appalled by its radical appearance and called it an eyesore. The structure's asymmetry and lack of right angles were completely at odds with the traditional style of buildings that were common in Barcelona at the time. Yet Gaudí, ever the visionary, continued with his bold ideas. He believed that architecture should not be bound by conventional ideas of symmetry, and that it should draw inspiration from the natural world. This philosophy extended not just to the exterior, but to the building's interior as well. Inside, there are no straight walls, no right angles, just curves and flowing spaces. Gaudí's interiors mirror the shapes found in nature. Even the furniture in Casa Mila was designed by Gaudí himself. Mila is its rooftop. Often regarded as the heart of the building, it is here that visitors can truly experience the surreal beauty of Gaudí's vision. The rooftop is adorned with sculptural chimneys that resemble warriors, mythical creatures, or even abstract figures. These chimneys are not just functional elements of the building. They are artistic sculptures that add to the building's otherworldly charm. The views from the rooftop are equally impressive. Visitors can look out over the entire city of Barcelona, including views of La Sagrada Familia, Gaudí's other iconic work, in the bustling streets below. The rooftop provides a panoramic view that highlights how Gaudí integrated his designs with the landscape. And it's easy to see why it remains one of the most photographed spots in the city, beyond its architectural beauty. Casa Mila was designed with innovation and functionality in mind. Gaudí was not only concerned with how the building looked, but also with how it worked. One of his most brilliant innovations was the design of the ventilation system. The building includes several hidden courtyards that allow natural light and air to circulate through the apartments. This was especially important at a time when many buildings were cramped and poorly ventilated. The use of natural materials such as stone and iron also allowed Gaudí to create a building that was both durable and sustainable. Casa Mila is more than just a building. It is a symbol of Gaudí's innovative spirit and his belief in architecture as an art form. Despite its rocky start, the building has become a symbol of modernism and is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, attracting millions of visitors every year. Casa Mila continues to inspire architects, artists, and visitors from around the world. It represents the perfect fusion of creativity and functionality, showcasing the brilliance of a man who was unafraid to break from tradition and envision a new future for architecture. Today, Casa Mila stands not only one of the world's most creative and influential architects. Visiting Casa Mila is like stepping into another world, A world where buildings are not just constructed, but crafted and designed to evoke emotion and wonder. Whether you're marveling at the intricate details of the wrought iron balconies, gazing out from the rooftop, or exploring the curving, organic forms of the interior, Casa Mila offers something for everyone. It's a journey into the mind of an architect who redefined what a building could be, blending art, nature, and innovation in ways that continue to captivate us today. In conclusion, Casa Mila is more than just a building. It's a living, breathing piece of art. Every element of the structure, from the facade to the rooftop chimneys, speaks to Gaudi's unique vision and his desire to create something that would leave a lasting impact on the world. Over a century after its construction, Casa Mila remains as relevant and awe-inspiring as ever, reminding us that architecture, when approached with creativity and passion, can transcend the ordinary and become a true masterpiece. Whether you're an architecture enthusiast or a casual visitor, a trip to Casa Mila is an experience that will leave you with a greater appreciation for the power of design and the genius of Antoni Gaudi. Imagine stepping into a building that challenges the very rules of architecture. Welcome to Casa Mila, one of the most extraordinary works by Antoni Gaudi, a building so unique that it has become a global architectural icon. But what makes this masterpiece so exceptional? How did Gaudi create something that would not only stand the test of time, but also define modern architecture? Join me as we uncover the secrets behind Casa Mila's stunning design, its hidden features, and its powerful cultural legacy, situated in the heart of Barcelona. Casa Mila, better known as La Pedrera, the stone quarry, is one of the most famous buildings in the world. Completed in 1912, it stands as an architectural marvel and a symbol of Gaudi's genius. Gaudi, who was already an established architect by the time he took on this commission, created a design that defied all conventions. When it was first completed, it was criticized by many for its unconventional look and design, but over the years, Casa Mila has become a celebrated masterpiece that continues to inspire architects and visitors worldwide. The building's history begins in 1905, when the wealthy Mila family, who were influential industrialists, commissioned Gaudi to design a new apartment building on Passeig de Gràcia, one of Barcelona's most prominent streets. What Gaudi envisioned was not merely a residential building, but an architectural work of art that would forever change the landscape of modern design. When Gaudi was asked to create the building, his initial sketches were groundbreaking and completely outside the traditional norms of architecture, rather than adhering to the rigid geometric forms popular at the time. Gaudi sought inspiration from nature, embracing organic forms and curves that would later become a hallmark of his architectural style. Casa Mila was designed to evoke the shapes and textures found in nature, with the building's undulating stone facade resembling the natural flow of water or the windswept shapes of sand dunes. The structure features no straight lines and no right angles, a radical departure from the norms of classical architecture. In this way, the building is more akin to a sculpture than a traditional apartment complex. The use of curved walls, the organic ironwork on the balconies, and the overall flowing structure create a sense of movement that was unheard of in the buildings of Gaudi's contemporaries. Gaudi's devotion to nature and his belief that buildings should interact with the environment around them are evident throughout the design. When Casa Mila was first unveiled, it was met with public shock and disdain. Barcelona's residents, accustomed to more traditional forms of architecture, were not ready for Gaudi's radical departure from conventional designs. The building's organic, curved exterior was dubbed La Pedrera, meaning the stone quarry, by locals who considered it an eyesore. They felt it was too bold, too bizarre, and out of place in the otherwise symmetrical and orderly cityscape. Gaudi's designs were so unusual that they sparked a debate over the role of modern architecture in Barcelona and Europe as a whole. Despite the initial backlash, Casa Mila went on to become an iconic example of modernist architecture. Over time, people began to appreciate Gaudi's ingenuity and his approach to design. And today, Casa Mila is celebrated as one of the greatest buildings ever constructed. The Facada of Casa Mila is one of its most striking features. Made from light gray limestone, The building's undulating surface makes it appear like a giant wave crashing onto the city. The building's appearance changes throughout the day, as the play of light and shadow makes the curves seem to shift, adding to the sense of movement and life. Gaudi's use of natural shapes gives the building a tactile, it's almost organic feel. The wrought iron balconies are another highlight of the design. These intricate railings appear to grow out of the building itself, resembling plants or flowers in bloom. The ironwork on each balcony is unique, with no two designs being exactly alike, reflecting the natural variation seen in plants and organic life. Inside Casa Mila, Gaudi continued to push the boundaries of architectural design. The building consists of several apartments, but each one was designed with natural light, air circulation, and comfort in mind. The interiors feature no straight lines, with walls and ceilings that follow the organic curves of the building's exterior. Gaudi's use of open spaces and curved lines made each room feel fluid and interconnected, blending seamlessly into the overall flow of the structure. One of the most remarkable aspects of Casa Mila is its innovative approach to ventilation and lighting. Instead of relying on traditional rectangular rooms, Gaudi integrated inner courtyards that allow natural light and air to flow through the building, making each apartment feel brighter and more connected to the outdoors. Arguably the most famous feature of Casa Mila is its rooftop, where Gaudi's imagination really shines. The rooftop is dotted with surreal chimneys that resemble medieval warriors, strange creatures, and abstract sculptures. These chimneys, while functional, were designed by Gaudi as pieces of art in their own right. The roof terrace also features a series of domes, ventilation shafts, and stairwells that resemble the landscape of an alien world, making visitors feel as if they've stepped onto another planet from the rooftop. You can see panoramic views of Barcelona, including a clear view of La Sagrada Familia, another of Gaudi's works. The rooftop offers a breathtaking perspective of the city, and it's a must-visit location for anyone who wants to see the city from an entirely different angle. Casa Mila is not just an architectural masterpiece. It is a symbol of Catalan modernism and Gaudi's creativity. The building became a cultural hub shortly after its construction, hosting exhibitions, concerts, and cultural events. Gaudi's work, although controversial at first, has had a lasting impact on modern architecture, and Casa Mila remains one of the most visited cultural sites in Barcelona. Today, Casa Mila is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a status it received in 1984 in recognition of its cultural and architectural significance. The building is open to the public, offering guided tours, exhibitions, and events that showcase its history and architectural brilliance. Visitors from all over the world come to explore the building's curved walls, surreal chimneys, and organically designed balconies, as well as to learn more about Gaudi's life and his revolutionary contributions to architecture.